Now, what happens if this Valanciunas deal falls apart and it doesn't go the right way? And he just says, guess what? I'm staying overseas. I'm not coming back. Sorry.
Well, he can't play overseas with an existing NBA contract.
I got it. But
he just stays away.
Yeah, he's retired. I retire.
He retires.
I retire. I'm going to race horses.
I'll watch over Jokic's stable while he's back stateside.
So what happens if that deal falls apart? Because we're not 100%. He hasn't said that he's playing for the Nuggets now. Nuggets said, hey, we're playing hardball here.
Right.
It's either play with us or no one.
Okay, so you're saying, under that scenario.
Are you still okay?
No, because you still need a backup center. And it looks like Al Horford, who, by the way, the guy that I would have preferred throughout all this is I would have preferred Horford over Big Val. But it looks like Horford's going to Golden State. But I would have liked him here better than Big Val. But if you can't get the guy from Chicago, apparently could be in play, Vucevic. There you go. Get Jokic and Vucevic. I like Vucevic. Actually, I would love to have Vucevic over Big Val. But for that role, Big Val, I think, would be the way to go. I think it's all going to work out. I would be surprised. I would be shocked if Valanciunas decides to just take his ball and go home and not play basketball at all. He's got 2 years at $20 million left on his deal. You think you're going to walk away from $20 million?
I wouldn't.
And bypass what would be a real cushy job. I mean, talk about a cushy role. What's my job? Your job is to back up Nikola Jokic. Oh. How many minutes a game? Yeah, probably somewhere around 12 to 15. That's it?
And you're making $10 million.
And I'm making $10 million bucks? For a team that has a chance to win a championship? He'll come around.
I hope so.
He'll come around.
I hope he's all in, too.
Got
to be all in. Needs to be all in.
Yeah, you're catching some heat for I got one here on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. For a guy in Stoke who says that he's not about participation ribbons, he's going really easy on Big Val, a guy who could be a potential cancer on this team.
I'm confused. What do you mean I'm going easy on him?
Well,
should
you be bringing in a guy, playing hardball with a guy who's acting like he doesn't want to be here? Is that a potential problem? Are you bringing in a disgruntled employee, future employee, who could end up being a drag, a detriment, a cancer on this basketball team because he doesn't want to be here?
It's a worry. It's a concern. I think the Nuggets are doing the right thing here by playing hardball. Now, look, if he calls your bluff and says, all right, screw y'all, I'm showing up, but, man, I'm not going to be happy. Well, then that was a bad move. I don't know what kind of guy he is. So I'm kind of walking the fine line here. I like what the Nuggets are doing. But on the other hand, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what kind of teammate he is. Right? I mean, certainly we don't want a guy coming into the locker room next year and just being a bad guy and not being a good teammate. No, we don't want that at all. But at the same time, like I said, we need a backup center. I think he's a good fit. And I think it's going to all work out. But I just don't know because I don't know who he is.
On the subject of possible unhappy employees, we're 2 weeks away from the start of Broncos training camp and still no news yet on new deals for Zach Allen, Nik Bonitto, Courtland Sutton. Does that worry you at all that no news? In this case, is no news bad news?
No one's working right now. Vacation time. That's what they do. We go on vacation, like Mike Evans does. Right? Cabo for a week. Mike, when's your next vacation you have coming up? So
don't hold your breath.
Yep. Knew it. But that's so they're not doing any business right now. They'll do it, Mike. They'll start probably getting down to talking contracts with certain guys. I don't know, 4 or 5 days before camp, a week before camp. I'm not nervous about it. I'm really not nervous about it.
Me neither.
I think they're going to do what they want to do. You already have a game plan. You're not going to come back from vacation and all of a sudden George Payton is like, oh my gosh, I got so much to do here. We haven't even talked about Courtland Sutton contract. I mean, they've been laying the groundwork down. They know what they want to do. They know how they want to proceed. It's not going to be anything that comes out of the blue or anything new. It'll be fine. We'll hear about who they want to get done. And when they want to get someone done, they'll get it done.
Yeah, I just think that 2 weeks away from the start of training camp, you want to be able to get the most bang for your buck, right? You want to get the most energy from a new signing or signings. Wouldn't it be better on the eve of training camp to announce that you've signed Courtland Sutton and Zach Allen to new deals? Now everybody who's shown up for camp, there's an increased buzz, right? There's increased energy. Hey, 2 of our key guys have new deals. It sends a message to everybody else on the team that, hey, go out, do your job, play the right way, handle yourself the right way. This is an organization that will take care of yourself. I think it gives you a lot of momentum that you can take from signing these guys, that you get the maximum benefit doing it right at the start of training camp, rather than, you're right, we're in a dead period right now. 2 weeks. We're still at 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I think it just kind of sounds good saying it through a microphone. I don't think there's a lot of substance there. I really don't. No, I really don't. Not in the locker room.
Doesn't give everybody. That's not an organizational boost right there.
Nah.
2 guys.
Why?
Key guys that are, in the case of Courtland Sutton, homegrown guys
that
are getting a new
contract.
contract.
Like, hey, Knuckles, hey, glad you got paid for the, second time now. Congratulations. I'm still trying to get my payday. But I'm happy for you, if I'm Nik Bonitto.
Right.
I mean, like, Nik Bonitto's not going to be happy. They're paying those guys. They're not paying me. Well, if I'm a wide receiver, like, okay, good job, but like, damn, I'm trying to make the team. So like, I'm happy for you. You're my friend, my teammate, but that's not going to all of a sudden give me this huge boost.
No juice, huh? None.
I think it sounds good, just saying it,
Yeah.
but in reality, there's so much at stake in training camp for each individual. You're happy for your teammate, but at the same time, I got a lot of other things to worry about.
Do
here.
holdouts cause? Okay, then holdouts don't cause any kind of negative friction. Then
No.
If there's no positive from signing a deal, there's no negative friction from a guy holding out.
Nope.
None.
Negative towards who? The player or the team?
No, towards it doesn't cast.
No, I'm trying to
any
do
kind of pall over the entire.
You remember when Sean Payton and Russell Wilson thing came out, and Sean was being mean to him, and he told him he was going to bench him, and then he yelled at him during a game, and what everyone say? You had all these people saying, "Oh my gosh, no free agents are going to want to come to Denver. Look how he treats his players. Poor Russ." Remember that?
Yeah.
How that
You're
was.
not close.
No one gives a darn. Look, I'm looking out for myself, man. I'm trying to go get paid. You think I care about how Sean treated Russ? It has no bearing on what I'm going to do. So, as an individual, the team is going to do what the team is going to do, ultimately. All right? The player is going to do what the player is going to do. It's a business. And I think, the older you get, the veteran guys, they understand that a little bit more. But I also think the players nowadays understand it more maybe than the players whenever I played.
But you have a very young Broncos team still. This is still a very young Broncos team, and for a lot of guys who are on their first contracts and are dreaming and thinking of that next big payday, if you are seeing this organization going out and willing to spend money, I would think that would.
No, that's a positive.
You take the opposite. Take Cincinnati, for example, and the way that they deal with some of their players. You don't think that causes some guys in that locker room to think, "Oh, all right, I'm putting in my time here. I'm an independent contractor, and I can't wait to get out of here because this is an organization that clearly doesn't take care of their players."
I think you're onto something there, but that's a little bit different than having momentum in training camp. Having a deal done before training camp, and like all of a sudden you got great buzz and energy that wouldn't have been there, but now is there because you signed Courtland Sutton to, another deal. I mean, but at the same time, yeah, I think there's something to be said about taking care of your guys, doing it the right way, and then you do have younger guys that say, all right, this is the kind of organization I want to play for, like really play for and be here for a long time, because if I do, guess what? They're going to take care of me.